Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a review on probably the longest item I've ever reviewed, and that would be Thomas. So if we just take a, yeah, no, it's not on Thomas, I wish it was. No, instead I'm covering the entirety of Maithwaite Station, and this is very, very long. You like the really stiff camera movements? Because I sure do. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to cover this in a different way than most people do, although I only know of one review of this station online, but I want to cover this because it's different. When I'm talking about Terrence Tractor 525, I think he's the only person I've seen that's done a review on this. It's very different from now and then from when he did the video of how you can buy these pieces and the smart way to do it and everything. So I'll try to go over that in this video. I'm not in my normal review spot because that's where I do my, it's like in the same room as my layout, and my layout's being worked on and it's messy and stuff, so. Okay, so first thing to get off the bat, which is the stupidest thing ever on planet Earth, is that they release this in parts. You can't just buy the whole station as, I mean, maybe nowadays if you're lucky you'll find a listing that has all of the parts as one thing. But originally it wasn't like that, and for the most part you still can't find it like that. This was released as a piece, that was released as a piece, and the platforms in that came as a set. So this is a set, that's a set, and that's a set. For what reason? I don't know, to make it difficult. So I'll cover the boxes real quick. I only have the boxes for the booking hall, which is this, the platforms, which are these as well. I mean, that kind of counts. And then I don't remember what that building is called. Oh, it's called the Maithwaite Station House. I probably could have guessed that. Okay, that's what that's called. Actually, this would be a better way of showing it off. See, 1, 2, 3. Although in this photo, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms that make up the main platform. It's actually, dear God, it's actually only 2, which is nicer than having to track down 5 platforms. So, yeah, that's cool. So this is the Maithwaite booking hall. This one I got brand new in the box. It's been in its box since, I think this is 2005 by looking at. Yeah, 2005. There you go. It says for adult collectors. There's a photo of Thomas and Maithwaite. You know, that's why I had Thomas at the beginning. Also for a size reference. Collector buildings, 00 scale models for adult collectors. A range of hand-decorated models based on the Thomas the Tank Engine television series. So this wasn't really aimed for children. That's why it's much easier to kind of come across a Thomas. Can you like move? It's much easier to come across like a Thomas or a Percy or James, Toby, Bill, Ben, compared to stuff like this, because this wasn't really targeted for younger people. So you're kind of getting rid of like half of the demographic there. It's mainly focused on older fans, which makes up the other half of Hornby's Thomas range demographic-wise. So yeah, there's a side, back, I've already showed you. That side, and then detailed scale models for adult collectors, and this scale model is not designed for play. So, sorry guys, we will be doing no playing in this video. Whatever. Alright, next one is the Maithwaite, oh my god, this is really big on camera, I'm sorry about that. This is the Maithwaite Station platform. This, obviously, I did not get brand new. As a matter of, actually, it seemed like the inside, I think this was brand new, but the box has been moved around a lot, because the platforms looked brand new and they're in the plastic and everything. So I would assume it actually was brand new, but this box has been moved around over and over again. And I prefer this picture to the one on this box, because A, you can see more of the scene, but also James looks nice, and the backdrop is pretty good. So yeah, it's nice. For adult collectors, again, so, you know, that means we can't have fun with things. Double engine shed, signal box, there's the rest of Maithwaite, and then a water tower. And I have ordered this. That's coming soon. I have this. This I'm not too crazy about. I've already got like 6 water towers. I'd like to get the signal box though. Maybe one day. Although the Bachmann one also looks good, so I might just cheat and get the Bachmann one. This one is 2005 as well. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So, alright, we got that out of the way. Let's move on to the, actual thing we're looking at. So, let me just cover this real quick. When you get this, it doesn't come with these plants in there. Those I've added. This is really loose. I need to fix that. All the rest are pretty good though. These I've added from these. I buy these kits from Michael's, and they have all these really nice little flowers and things. They're a little bit big, but I kind of cut them down so that they look a little nicer. There's that, because as you can see, they do include this piece, but there's nothing on it. And in the show, I remember there being flowers, so I think that's accurate. If not, I think it looks cool. So, you know, that's the only thing that I've changed about this is this thing. And I think it looks cooler with all those little things in there. So let's take a look at this first. This is the, I already forgot what it's called, Maithwaite Station House. So this is the station house. This I got used. Those were brand new. This was used. The only reason you could tell is one of these chimneys at the top here was broken off, and it was this one that's just a tad bit crooked, but I glued it back on, and you know, we're fine now. So these are resin buildings. It's not like a cheap plastic, so these are really nice. And you got, it kind of bugs me a bit because you have holes under here for lights. That's cool, but there's no holes on the platform. So if I want to add lights, I guess you could run wires behind or something, but on my layout you see both sides, so I might actually have to drill a hole through here, which is gonna suck, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so there's the front of it. You got the fake glass behind there. It's not just, you know, you can't just poke your finger through it, so it's really nice. Yeah, I cleaned it all off. It looks nice now. The back is different. You'll see a lot of the time people will list it like that or something, although I have one of the pieces backwards and it pisses me off. So this is the back. This is the front. And then underneath it says Made in China, shocker. And then Hornby Hobbies Limited 2005. So there's that piece. The painting and everything is really nice. I kind of prefer the color on the, can we see? Yeah, okay, you can see the difference. This is more of like almost the color of this wall here. I guess you'd say it's like a beige almost. This is a lot darker. It's almost crossing over to like a really light brown. I kind of like that more, but honestly, I don't really watch the Thomas the Tank Engine episodes that much as I used to, so I don't know which one is more accurate and to what season. I don't know. It looks like Maithwaite. It's Hornby, so yeah, I don't know if this was painted like a certain season. It says 2005. I think that was season 9, so if this is how it looked in season 9, let me know. I have no idea. It's, you know, I don't got that big of a Thomas memory. All right, this is the booking hall. This was my most recent edition. I got the platforms first, that second, and this was the hardest to find. I see a bunch of these on eBay, and I see the platforms here and there. These are really hard to find for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, even though you don't see this side normally, it is weathered, which is cool, and there's brick detail, so if you did want to use this, you know, maybe you're not a Thomas fan, or maybe you are and you just have an extra one of these, you could always paint it up or just keep it the same and use it as a little house in the background. You can get a row of those and make them look like townhouses or something. You know, you can get creative with that. Made in China again. Hornby Hobbies Limited 2005. And then again, yeah, places for the lights, which is awesome. And these are, I just love the resin. It's just really, really nice. The back is cool. This seems accurate. I remember there being like a yellow door, so I think that's correct. I'm pretty sure these are really accurate. They probably use those They probably use those ruler photos for this, but yeah, it looks nice. And there's not much else to say about that. But what I will do is I'll move these out of the way to get a look at the platforms, because these are cool because these actually have metal on them. And that's always a pretty good sign of quality. So how these connect, you have a what could you call this? We'll call this a male end and a female end, I guess. So you have male and female, and then you have male and female, and that's how they kind of connect. Which is nice because Hornby used to do that for all their platforms for a little bit, and now on a lot of the modern ones I have, they don't have these. So to get them lined up straight, you kind of have to use like either your eyes or like a ruler or something to get it lined up, and it's really annoying. I don't understand why we got rid of these, but you know, I don't run the Hornby company, and if I did, I would definitely lower the prices so I would keep my hobby relevant, but you know, can get too controversial, I guess. Here's the platform. It's painted very nicely, and this is what I was talking about with the metal pieces. You can hear that. Those are made out of metal, so that's really, really nice. They're not plastic. And I guess that means that I do see these bent, and I see these signs missing a lot, because from what I can see, there's a bit of glistening around here, so I'd assume these are just glued. And there's nothing underneath showing like it's been, you know, like bolted in underneath or anything. So I think these are just glued, so I would be careful with these, because I see these missing all the time, and I see these always bent, especially like at the ends there and there. So just be wary of that when you're buying this secondhand or something. And then underneath, again, 2005, crazy. And one thing, okay, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the back is kind of plain looking, because I have it shown from both sides. I'm pretty sure in the show you only pretty much saw Maithwaite from the front, but I like, on my layout, there's the main lines actually run through the back half of Maithwaite, and like the branch line runs through this half. So maybe that's just me. Maybe it's because the weathering's more pronounced on the front and it's not on the back. Maybe they should have done a little bit more, but I was gonna say it's only a toy, but apparently this is an adult collector, so well, we'll move this. This is basically identical. Yeah, again, actually, you know what? Maybe there is something else besides glue, because this one I can actually see something's going on there. So maybe they are held down with something else. Hornby Hobbies, 2005 again. So yeah, I should have brought out a ruler, because I would have liked to have told you guys how large this is, because it's very hard. That's what's hard, is whenever I was sizing things up on my layout, there were no ruler photos for any of this stuff, which made it very difficult. So I had to order all the stations first to make sure I'd have enough room for them. So there's that. I really do wish I would have measured these now. I guess if y'all want measurements, let me know, and maybe on my Instagram I'll post something, or Twitter, I don't know. And here is Thomas as a size comparison. Now just remember, if you're putting him just on a straight piece of track or just a normal piece of track, it'll probably be, he's about that tall, right? Which is good. If you're using like a road bed, or like a cork road bed for your ballast or something, if you're one of those people, he'll be kind of like more up here. So I just use like a normal piece of track, and then I put ballast around it, because I don't, you know, I don't need my ballast to be crazy tall or anything. I just kind of keep it simple on all that stuff. So I kind of like him about right there, but you know, it'll be a little bit taller if you are using a cork road bed or something. Let's see if I can do this without it being too obnoxious. Oh, okay, that just came right off the tripod. Usually I have trouble with that. I'll just get a little bit of a front view, I guess. Just flip it this way. So yeah, he lines up pretty well, and size-wise, this is very accurate. I thought he looked kind of small, but then I bought a Thomas book recently because the pictures looked cool. That's how adult I am. And there's a photo of Thomas next to Maithwaite, and he is, the engines are pretty small. Maithwaite's actually pretty big. Although again, if you have him on a piece of track, he's about to right here, which looks, you know, like this looks a lot nicer, I think. Especially because your coach platforms and stuff are going to be in line with the platform, so it'll make sense. Because right here, he is running, you can kind of see like where his running board is. It is a little bit lower, but once he is on that piece of track, he's more up to about right there. So yeah, I recommend Maithwaite Station. I think it's really nice. I'm not a huge fan of the Bachmann one. I feel like the color is a bit off, although again, I'm not an expert on Maithwaite Station or anything, so maybe y'all can let me know what's accurate and what's not. It just looks like kind of like whitish. I don't know if that's a CGI thing or whatever. It also looks just kind of small. I like the scale of this one. The only thing that sucks is I'm pretty sure Bachmann Maithwaite Station comes as one unit, which makes sense. This you have to go 1, 2, and 3. And if you're lucky, because technically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the flower bed, because these two flatbeds are two different pieces. Or flatbeds, these two platforms are two different pieces, as well as that flower bed. So technically you have 5 pieces to track down, which makes this very obnoxious, because this took me about 4 months to get all these pieces together, and it sucked. So just be wary of that. Also, people try to overcharge. Don't pay too much for this stuff. I got this in a lot, so it was for cheap. I got both the platforms for $25 for both of them. This piece was like 30-40 bucks, which I shouldn't have paid that much, but it's impossible to find, so I just gave up. Yeah, so just don't pay too much, and if you are buying these secondhand, just make sure things like the chimneys aren't missing, and if they are broken, you know, have a plan to fix them, and you know, always clean this stuff up because dust and stuff can hide in between the brickwork and stuff, and you might not see it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I recommend this item. I have dry off station, but it's not the full Hornby dry off station. It's like my take, like it's like this, it has multiple different parts to it. Like the dry off building is the Hornby one, but the platforms are different than the ones you'd get in the Thomas range and all that other. So it's kind of like a mashup of different stuff to make my own version of dry off. So it won't be a totally stock review, but if y'all do want to see that, let me know, because I don't have Great Waterton Station yet. Once I do, then, you know, I can review that and all that fun stuff. And hopefully a review on Bill and Ben and Bear will be coming soon, because I really want those guys. And I'm not paying $2,000 for a Thomas Murdoch train, so that's not happening. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Let me know what y'all want to see next, and I will see you guys hopefully in my last or second to last layout update. So till next time.